Hello, Sanbuenan. So depending on when you watch this video, it's about a few days, maybe a day or two after the 4th of July, which is Independence Day in America. And the day symbolizes the independence of the United States of America from Great Britain, because on July 4th, the Declaration of Independence was signed and adopted by the American founding fathers, people like Thomas Jefferson, people like John Adams, like Benjamin Franklin. And when they did so, that was a declaration of them wanting to be independent from Great Britain and them, constructing and building their own country and being independent. But someone that's actually not spoken about enough is a man by the name of Thomas Paine, who about 6 months before the Declaration of Independence was signed on the 4th of July, 1776, wrote a book that was titled Common Sense. And in that book, what he made the case for was the independence of what was then known as the American colonies away from Great Britain, which was something that was, it was unheard of. It wasn't an idea that was being spoken about enough. So there's a direct link between the Declaration of Independence that was signed on the 4th of July, as well as the book that was titled Common Sense that was released by Thomas Paine. Yes. But the thing that I want to talk about mostly is that while the United States of America signed the Declaration of Independence and founded their country based on principles of freedom and liberty and justice, while they did so, on the one hand, writing words that were just majestic and extraordinary and beautiful and progressive that resound the world over for generations and generations, right? Things like, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. While they wrote such words and declared such, when they said all men, they really did mean men, right? Because women were not given that freedom and Africans were not given that freedom. And that's what I want to talk about mostly today, which is that while they signed the Declaration of Independence, many of them still were enslavers and subjugated and exploited Africans, right? So today, as I say, Happy Independence Day to the Americans and to the United States, I also want to highlight that fact that there was a flip side to that Declaration of Independence. And the same way that was the case back in 1776, the case is still the case today, whereby we can say Happy Independence Day and celebrate the 4th of July. But at the same time, as Africans, we should not forget that they still crush our necks with their knee for 8 minutes and 44 seconds. And even when we cry out and say, I cannot breathe, they still continue to do so. We should not forget that they still shoot and kill many Africans in the United States of America, the modern day version of lynching us as Africans who just so happen to find themselves in America, because that's how I think of them. So that is something that should be borne in mind by all Africans, that should be known by all people all across the globe, all Africans throughout the diaspora, that as much as we say Happy Independence Day, we also have a lot of work that needs to be done on behalf of or as Africans in America, throughout the diaspora, and as well as other people, as well as all people around the globe as well, because everybody needs to participate in bringing about the improvement of the lives of Africans and bringing about justice and equality, true freedom and true justice. So, Happy Independence Day, but we've got work to do as Africans.